everyone, this is Tyler from Craft and Tailored, and in this episode of Under the Radar, I'm talking about a tropical 1958 Omega Seamaster Automatic. This is a reference 284610SC, and it has a Cal 501. This is just a super cool watch that I have just been loving ever since we got it into the shop. So what drew me to this watch originally was obviously its style. Its style is incredible. It's taken on this really cool organic looking tropical patina. It's got a very classic Seamaster automatic dial to where it's like kind of two-tone. It's sort of like satin in the center and kind of this more of a sort of polished patina around like the markers. And I think that affected the tropicalization of this dial in a really beautiful way, to where it still retains that two-tone sort of color palette while just being very warm and very unique, and it's definitely one of a kind. I don't think I've ever seen a dial kind of take on a patina like this, and this one is done really tastefully. So that's why we brought it into the shop, and I love how it looks on wrist. It's not the biggest watch, but I also am a person with smaller wrists, so I am able to pull off some of those smaller style watches. So it may not be for everybody, depending on your tolerances with sizing and, you know, case diameter, but for people with smaller wrists, I just think it's one of the cooler tropical dials that I've had in the shop recently. You get like this sort of like speckling, it's almost like cobblestone looking. It hits the light super well, and even in sort of like lower light situations, you still just get those warm tones, and it accents so nicely with the dial details that are already there that were originally on the watch, and I think it just sort of enhances those aspects of Omega's original design. But other than just the dial, I really love these old Omega Seamaster cases with kind of like the broader lugs. They're a little bit smaller in diameter, but they have like these long broad lugs. They kind of have like these swooping chamfers that kind of come down over the front of them, and these sort of broader bezels that sit really flush with the case. I really like the crown on this one. It's a little bit larger in size. I believe it's the original, but it just makes the watch like super easy to function. With most Omega timepieces, every aspect of the watch has been thought out and has been considered. So you really feel that when you have these watches on wrist, especially something like this that is a Seamaster. It is an automatic watch. For the era, it was considered kind of a sportier piece. However, this Seamaster line of watches, you know, can be worn casually or with, you know, in shorts or jeans just as well as it can in, you know, a sport coat or a blazer or a suit. I love the versatility of these pieces, and to have something that's so unique and so cool, and to be able to wear it in, you know, in such a versatile range of settings, I think is really cool. This one in particular features the 501 movement, which is an automatic movement, obviously, but it is just one of those workhorse movements. Omega used it a lot in this era. I think we've had another previous 58 Omega automatic that features the same exact movement. So when it comes to servicing these pieces, it's never too difficult, because finding parts isn't like the hardest thing in the world, especially for a watch from the 1950s. I think this is an under the radar piece, this one specifically, just because of how cool the dial is and the quality of the case condition and just its overall originality. I think that this one just kind of stands on its own as being a really collectible piece in its own right, but just having a ton of wearability as well. But not only that, it definitely does possess a lot of the aspects that make early Omega so collectible, from, you know, the doffing hands, the applied logo on the dial. You know, in general, I feel like these earlier Seamasters have a lot of potential, especially for maybe the newcomer to vintage pieces, to get into something that isn't, you know, going to be a massive commitment, but still get something that's really cool and really unique, and will most likely appreciate over time as their collection continues to grow. I definitely think that this is a piece that could be in a multi-piece collection, ranging from really extravagant things all the way to this tropical Omega, and having the wearer still pick this watch up time and time again. This watch is for sale at the time of this recording. It's on our website at craftandtailor.com. We'll put a link in the description for it below. And I just want to say thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow us on Instagram at craftandtailored, and if you have watch questions, we are here to help. You can drop us a line at info@craftandtailor.com. We'll see you in the next one.